Am I too hungry to be doing this right now? I think the answer to that is probably always yes. I went with a bold white mug today because I thought, hey, I'm wearing lipstick, which I never do. I might as well have some sort of beverage vessel to leave it all over. Welcome to Jade Reviews. I'm Jade, and I'm going to be reviewing. I don't know, the hair flourish felt like it was necessary to convey what type of reviewing would be happening on this channel. I wanted to make sure that you knew, that it wasn't going to be too professional, but hopefully valuable all the same for different reasons. Today, I am here with a very important message about dental hygiene. If the camera angle looks slightly different, please just ignore that. You know I don't set anything up before I start filming. Obviously, I have to figure it out as I go. Okay, I'm already coming into this with a little bit of stress. I think probably because I'm hungry. I should just go eat before I do this. But I don't think I can because I'm already in it, But that's right. You heard me correctly. Today, I'm talking about teeth. Or I guess rather the spaces between them specifically and what goes in those spaces sometimes. I'm talking about my favorite floss. So full disclosure, my teeth are one of my least favorite things to look at about myself. You're looking at my teeth right now, aren't you? Stop it! No, I'm kidding. You can continue because I'm talking about things that go in my mouth this entire video, so I understand that your eyesight is naturally going to gravitate towards teeth. But anyway, my point is that my teeth were not something that I always have liked about myself. I'm in a better place with them these days. But this meant I also didn't take very good care of them, frankly. And what I'm talking about is flossing, not the dance move. I cannot do that to save my life or anyone else's. The flossing is something with your arms. Whatever, that's not important. Focus. This is all unusable content so far. I hope you're happy. I haven't always loved my teeth. I haven't always thought that much about taking good care of them until one fateful dentist's visit with my super nice and compassionate dentist who was like, you should probably floss. I was like, you're right, doctor, dentist. So since then, I had gotten very into finding my perfect floss. And for me, what amounts to my perfect floss is probably going to look a lot different than maybe what amounts to your perfect floss. But if you've made your way to this review, then perhaps some of our flossing criteria overlap, and that's why you're here. So things that were important to me in finding a floss was ease of use, of course, comfort, getting the job done, but also a few extra points that aren't specific to the flossing power itself. It was also important for me that it came from a good company with sustainable practices and low impact on the planet or its people. So today, I am going to be reviewing Georganics. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. Georganics. I'm gonna go with Georganics. That doesn't seem right, does it? Okay, I'm gonna go with Georganics. Georganics. I'm just probably gonna use both interchangeably because I don't actually know how to pronounce this, and frankly, I don't wanna look it up before I do this because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm hungry. This floss has come to have a pretty special place in my heart. And I'm excited to share with you what some of those things are, what that specific place that it's carved out in my heart looks like. Is my heart on this side or it's on this side? Whew! So yeah, when I realized that I needed to start taking better care of my teeth, I knew that I couldn't compromise on some of the other things that are important to me when I'm purchasing products. In order to do that, I of course started off with kind of a basic, I think, Oral-B silk floss. That was what the dentist gave me a little trial size of, and so I used that for quite some time actually as I was shopping around and trying to find a floss that met my needs and my standards and my qualities. So this floss is super dope for a few reasons. First of all, it comes from corn. Please hold while I fact check myself in the middle of my video. So this is made from vegan compostable corn PLA. So essentially this is corn plant-based teeth scrubbers. I think that's probably the scientific name for it. As you know, on my channel, I am all about science. So it's completely cruelty-free, vegan, as I already touched on. It comes in this really cool glass container. See? So you can actually buy refills? Would not have thought such a basic word is where I was gonna struggle today, but here we are. You can purchase refills to fill this container back up so you don't have to continue buying like the little plastic containers that Floss typically comes in. You can just buy the spool of Floss and refill it. And then you have a container forever, unless you drop it, which I have never done. So fingers crossed that I don't make that mistake during this video. I can only assume just from the way that it feels that if I were to drop this, it would probably break. It doesn't really feel like the thickest or sturdiest glass that I've ever held. You know, when sometimes you pick up a glass, drinking glass, and you can just tell if I were to drop this, there would be no damage done. That doesn't feel like the case with this, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you're at all worried about your dexterity when you're in the bathroom, that would be a point of caution for me. But personally, I love that this comes with refills so that I don't have to continue buying plastic every time that I need more floss. The refills themselves come in completely package-free. Package-free? That's not correct. Let me try again. The refills themselves, as well as the original canister for the floss, come in completely plastic-free packaging, so they ship in these little cardboard boxes. And the floss itself comes stored in this packaging that is cellulose-based neutral flex film, which says TM, so I guess they've trademarked that, I don't know. But it's made from renewable wood pulp, so also not plastic. And the really, really cool part about this entire setup for me personally is that it is all 100% home compostable. So we compost at our abode. And I really love that I can just toss my floss. I'm gonna trademark that. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it feels like something is just on the edge there. The refill box also comes with this little card. Basically, it just tells you what the not plastic is and that it is 100% home compostable. Super cool. I went with the spearmint flavor because I like the mintiness. The mintiness calls to me. The mintiness brings me life and hope and probably more feelings than tooth-related products normally would for some people. I'm assuming you can probably find Georganics website and purchase directly from them, but I actually buy from this website called Earth Hero, earthhero.com, and it's a really cool website all on its own if you want to check it out because it kind of screens all of the companies that sell through it so that you're only left with companies that really meet your sustainability and environmental standards. So it takes a lot of the legwork out of finding what is going to meet the things that you value, which I super love because why would I want to spend time doing all that research when I could use a website that's already done it for me? So that's how I originally found this floss to begin with, was on that website. I don't know, there's something about flossing your teeth with a corn-based product that just feels very like rustic in a way that appeals to me for some reason. I don't know why, but it takes me back to my childhood of shucking corn and all the corn hairs that come off and get everywhere. If you've ever shucked corn, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I'm sure you could Google a video. That probably exists on YouTube. But it takes me back to that and those thoughts that I had as a child of what could I possibly use this for? Could I make hair out of this for myself? And my grown-up brain now is just so thrilled that floss came probably not from that corn silk itself, but I like to believe that it was involved somehow in the process. Because it could be Georganics, like organic, you know, or is it Georganics, like Georgia or George? I'm never gonna know. So I gotta stop thinking about it because I'm also not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna do it. I'm already here. I'm full steam ahead and on the lookout for any icebergs that might stop me because there's no time. I have a lunch to get to. On value. For value, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 because for me, for a compostable vegan product, I don't think that this was super expensive and I think I get good use out of it for the money that I'm paying. So 54 yards, whatever that means to anyone, of the refill is $6.50 on Earth Hero. That's incorrect. Future Jade watching this, cut that last part out because that's not correct at all. So to purchase the glass bottle and one of the spools of tooth floss, you don't have to say tooth floss, that feels redundant, doesn't it? For the bottle and the floss, on Earth Hero, it's $6.50 for 54 yards. Does anyone speak in yards? Probably clothing designers. Fabric comes in yardage, right? Yardage? That doesn't seem like a correct word. All of the fashion designers watching, could you let me know if you speak yardage? So for me, $6.50 for 54 yards, even though I have no idea what that means. Feels like a good value. I know it's definitely more expensive than a lot of floss would be. Like it's definitely more expensive than the Oral-B floss I was using before. Even though it might be a little bit more expensive than other flosses would be, the fact that it is vegan, cruelty-free, from a company that cares about some of the things that I care about, and also is home compostable, for me makes it worth $6.50. Truly, a lot of the value for me that bumps this to a 4 out of 5 is because I feel good using it. I feel good knowing what it's made of and where it came from and where I am returning it to after it's finished its mouthwork. Sometimes good feelings can be purchased with money. On quality, just doing a quick stretch break because the quality portion is where we're really gonna get into some nitty-gritty. Gotta hydrate before I lay it down, you know? I feel like this portion of my review is going to be the most confusing for you and for me as to why I'm still so excited about this floss. Because on quality, I would probably give this like a 3 out of 5, depending on the day. Some days, this really only gets a 2 out of 5 for me. And if you happen to go to Earth Hero and look up this floss, you will see this reflected in other people's reviews on there as well. And that was something I knew going into purchasing this, but I had been looking so long to find a floss that I had access to that wouldn't break my bank account, and I spend a lot of time researching environmentally and people-friendly products, and sometimes I just want it to stop, okay? I just want to pick something and be done with it. It becomes this rabbit hole where suddenly I don't know, am I Alice? Am I the White Rabbit himself? Am I the Cheshire Cat? It's all so confusing and overwhelming that I feel like I am the essence of Wonderland and I am lost in a hole of product research, and it's something that I'm working on. What I'm saying is this was one of those areas where I didn't want to spend months of my life doing that before I picked something. So I trust Earth Hero. I just said, yes, purchase. We're doing this. It is happening. All that to say, I have not done a lot of research on other vegan compostable flosses that would probably meet my needs and that I could use. So I'm not going to be able to really compare this to any products in terms of quality, but I can just speak from my experience with this one, and hopefully that's just what you're here to hear about, because that's what you're getting. The reason this averages around a 3 out of 5 for me is because for some reason, depending on what day it is, this floss will just be in a mood. Some days it flosses my teeth really well. No breakage or pulling apart of the floss or like stringies getting stuck in my teeth. And then there are days when this floss wakes up and chooses, I think it's an active choice, to just cause a little chaos in my mouth. Sometimes the breaking is very annoying. I will be flossing and then suddenly it starts shredding and the stringies get stuck into my teeth. And what I have to do is actually go back and get another piece of floss to get those out. That is pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie to you. But the reason this still gets a 3 out of 5 despite that, and I keep purchasing it and using it, is because it's not all the time. And I truly cannot figure out why it does it sometimes and not other times. I have tried all kinds of experiments of, is it the way I'm holding my floss? Is it the angle that I'm inserting the floss? And I have not been able to find any rhyme or reason to why sometimes this flosses my teeth exactly as it should, and sometimes it decides to attack my mouth with corn shreddings. I would say if you're someone like me who doesn't want to do a lot of research about their vegan compostable floss, or maybe there just aren't a lot of options for that and you're just trying to work with what's out there, but this really isn't that bad. There are some minor annoyances with it, but overall it does the job. I will say to note, if you're here and you're watching this and thinking about transitioning from the typical plastic silk or silken, whatever they call those flosses, this is going to be a very different experience. It does not have the same like gliding ease that those plastic flosses have. It was a bit of a transition for me getting used to the way that it feels, but now that I'm used to it, I don't really care or miss the silk flosses. But that's something that's going to probably be very personal experience and opinion based. It's really going to be up to you to decide if you're cool with the way that this more natural, rugged floss feels, or if you prefer to stick with the silk feeling flosses. This is the most I've ever said the word floss in any of its iterations, and it's kind of a lot. The word is starting to lose all meaning for me. Floss, floss, flossing. We're doing so good. We gotta stay on task. I think that's my only quality point to highlight for this. It really just is the shredding that gets on my nerves, but that I deal with because there are aspects of this product and what it is providing me and how it works into my value system that I super enjoy and like. So I keep coming back. I just keep coming back for more dangly bits of floss left in my teeth. And I don't know, maybe that's an experience that you're looking to have. If that's something that you've always wanted to experience, is what would it feel like if I were to shove something between my teeth and then just like leave a little of it in there? Georganics is the floss for you. If I'm just reviewing the dispenser itself, the glass bottle that you put the floss in, that would get a 5 out of 5. I think this is such a cute little container. Like I feel kind of fancy every time I go get my floss from this because it's glass. That is just so chic, you know? It's pretty easy to refill this metal, don't look at me camera, look at the floss. The metal cap just pops off and then you plop the spool down in there, you find where the floss starts and thread it through the metal cap, and then it has a little metal cutting piece that you can kind of shove the floss into to hold it in place and then also cut it off when you need to use some. And the bottle has this super cute leaf design on it that I really like. I don't know, it's just kind of fun to have something nice in the bathroom to look at when you go to flush your teeth. When you go to floss your teeth, don't flush your teeth. If you have teeth that for any reason could potentially be flushed, just be really careful in the bathroom, okay? Just be super careful. I can only imagine that that would be a nightmare. Recommendations. I'm still going to recommend this product to you because I do think it's one of those that you need to try for yourself if you are on the market for a vegan compostable compostable? Why does that word not sound right as I'm saying it? I would say this is just something you need to try for yourself, especially if you're shopping around and comparing brands, because my experience with it is mostly good most of the time. I don't have any issues, but the few times that it does get stuck in my teeth, which I would say happens like every other week, it's really strange, I'm telling you. It almost feels like there's some kind of conspiracy here. No. What we're not gonna do is get involved in any form of conspiracy YouTube. We're not doing it. It'll be like every other week that it gets stuck in my teeth, on average, I would say. So it's not like it's happening every other flossing or every day, but I would caution anyone who's trying this out to just know that that probably will be part of the experience, and it's really going to be up to you if the floss itself matches your needs enough for that kind of not to matter. And that is the case for me, which is why I'm still recommending it. This is also a historic review on Jade Reviews because this is the first time that I'm reviewing a product that I'm not 1000% in love with. This is one where I think improvements could be made, but I'm gonna keep using it anyway because it's good enough for me. It occurs to me that I've set this camera. Apparently, doing this before lunch greatly impacts my ability to speak and my use of language. That'll be good to know for the future. I'm just noticing that I set this camera angle up that kind of like cuts off the top of my head. So there, just in case anybody wanted to know what the top of my head looked like today. There it is. I'm here to bring you the content that you didn't ask for. Oh, I'm sorry, were you not aware of the official motto here at Jade Reviews? Here to bring you honest reviews. Or was it important reviews? Important? Let's just go with here to bring you honest and important reviews that matter to me. So yeah, I don't know, bop on over to Earth Hero or the Georganics website and try out this floss and let me know what you think. Because I really do think this product is just one that you have to try for yourself to know. I still wanted to review it because I like to talk about things. And because I just really wanted to lay it all out with the things that really are awesome and work about this floss for me and the issues that I have with it. And also kind of just to normalize the experience for anyone who's thinking about transitioning from plastic-based floss to a more natural option is that there is going to be a bit of a transition. There certainly was for me when I did it, and it's not going to feel the same or function probably the same as the plastic-based flosses do. And I don't know, I just wanted you to know that it's okay. It's okay if there's a little bit of struggle, and for me, I like to kind of embrace that struggle and remember that I'm doing it because there's a very valuable personal reason behind it. I hope this has been helpful to someone out there. And if the review itself hasn't been helpful, I hope you're all leaving it a little bit hungry because I am. And I don't know, what the heck, let's all go grab lunch together separately because I'm still not vaccinated, all right? And also, people are so scary. I'm not ready to just casually grab lunch with someone. Are you out of your mind? I almost dropped it. Thank all of you lovely humans for joining me for this floss review. You're squeaking. If there are any other tooth-related things about my life that you're interested in, just let me know. Please consider giving this a like, subscribe to my channel for more reviewing content. I will review you later. Bye! I feel like nobody spends this much time talking about floss, but I've already done it and I'm not taking it back.